Hi there, Darren Lutchner here from 365 Assist. In Power Apps, have you created some text input boxes where you've used an OnChange to create an action? Let's say kick off a Power Automate flow. But you've got a number of those text input boxes and they really have the same action for each of their OnChanges. And that means you have to maintain those separate pieces of OnChanges over and over again if you need to change them. Wouldn't it be good if there's a place where you can reuse that code, only put it in one place, and then maintain that one place? So in this simple but probably not real example, I'm going to show you how you can reuse these triggers. So I've got two text input boxes here. They're both the same insofar as that on the OnChange, I've got it to go and run a flow. So the flow is the reusing code in PA, and I'm sending to that flow, I'm sending the values in both these text boxes. And the reason I'm doing that is if I go to the flow, I've got those two numbers that I'm sending and receiving in this Power Automate flow. All I'm going to do is add those two numbers together and send back the output. Okay, so the input here is the two fields from those text input boxes and just adding them together and sending them out. Just a little catch for young players, make sure that your output is a text. An output is a text. It doesn't like, Power Apps doesn't like receiving numbers for some reason. At time recording, they may fix that, but at the moment it's just the text. So do that as an output, and then what should happen back at the app is when those numbers are added together, the result should come into this label here. So this label, there's a var return that I'm using in the calling of the flow, and then I'm taking the respond of the number back in that text box. So let's go and run this thing. So at the moment I've got some default numbers. I'm going to make this first box 2, so it'll be 2 plus 2, and the label should be 4. So 2 and OnChange. When I hit the OnChange, the flow runs, and there's the flow. So if we go back to the flow, that should have kicked off a few seconds ago. There it is there. So it took the flow, it took the two numbers in, the 2 and 2, added them all together, made it 4, and responded with a 4. So, so that's great, right? And then I can do the same with the other one. If I want to go from the second number and I go 3, then that changes to 5, right? 2 and 3. Now that's all fine because what I've got is the OnChange here, but I've also got the exact same OnChange in the second text input box, right? So if I go to OnChange and that, I've got the same piece of code there. Now, that's not too bad with two pieces of two text input boxes, but once this starts to get quite complex, you've now got to maintain two areas of this call in two different places or multiple places as you go forward. So how do we do it that we can just reuse this code, use this code somewhere that we just call it once and it's maintained in one place, and if we ever need to change it, we only need to change it in one place. So I'll show you that. So what I'm going to do is insert a button. Put a button here, and that's where the piece of code is going to go. So insert that there, and I'll take the code out of one of the two text inputs and put them in there, put them on the onSelect, okay? So the code's in the onSelect now, and all I've got to do with each of these is change the OnChange to be select, right? It's a select function, and select the button that I've got, and that's a button 3 in this particular case. And I'll just copy that here and copy that here. And then what I can do with the button, so the user doesn't even need to know it's there, right, is just turn off the visible. So they don't even know it exists. So now if I go and play it, so it's 2 plus 3. If I make it 3 plus 3, there's change to 6, or 3 plus 4, change to 7. And so what's beautiful about this now is if I've only need to change the code, I just go to button 3 and all the code is there in one single place. So if the flow ever changes, I need to change the flow or whatever that goes with that, or any other action I want to put in there, it's only in one place. All these are doing now is just when the OnChange of this happens, it's just calling that button and running that button. So I find that much easier to maintain and run and reuse that code that's in there. Well, thanks for watching. I hope that helped you in your improvement in your Power App. Don't forget you can subscribe to my channel. I every so often put some new tips and tricks up there for different things. So thanks for watching again.